Are we starting? Or did you? I think we did.
Okay, yeah, we're live. Okay. Hey everybody, sorry for the little delay and the weird timeness, but like stuff's happening in real life and I didn't expect things to get this hectic. So we're not gonna waste any time. Before that though, we all gonna say hello to the PokeChat Live. Crasher, how you doing? Okay then.
Crusher!
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear my name. How's it going, everyone? Yachi Boy Corey here, aka Crasher, and welcome on in to a brand new PokeChat episode. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this type of content and you enjoy the vibes. Goggles on his way up to 400 subscribers. It's definitely worth it. He is a great dude, and I can't wait to get started.
All right, thank you. Next we have Alex.
Hi guys, I'm Aleximo. I just hit 220 subscribers today, I think. So thank you, everyone. And
Next we have Cole
subscribe
Blitz.
to me.
Greetings, trainers. Skrublitz here. Yes, so we are in for an amazing review, ladies and gentlemen. And I reached 250 today. Thank you very much. Help my boy Goggles reach the double amount. He needs 500. Help Goggles, please.
Am I that close to 500 actually?
Yep.
Wait, what?
You're at like 376. You're not too far off.
Dang. All right, and also you heard Trey
Yo, what's up, everyone?
and Zano.
Hello, I am back after being gone for a while because I was busy.
All right.
Been
Oh,
undead.
hello.
Now, in case you guys
Been a couple
don't,
busy weeks.
now, in case you guys are wondering why hecticness is going on, is real life stuff. I apologize if I'm going to be a bit on the edge. It's just that we don't have time to do the review, so I'm not even going to do the summary. We're just going to jump into it. So here's how I feel about this episode, real quick. Okay, I don't know how many of us. Okay, so quick question to everybody: how do we feel about the rank or the off-screen 100 rank? Because it's
Not that big of
it-
a deal.
It's not that big of a deal, but it
I'm not gonna
shows.
get mad over it.
It shows that.
I generally do not care. It was a lot worse when it went from like 600 ranks up, and this one was just 100. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but
not the biggest deal.
yeah, but on the other hand,
It
it's like
still sucks. Don't get me wrong.
it still sucks.
But,
It's like why are we doing this? Can you? It's journeys. What can we do?
because Journeys doesn't know how.
yeah.
Because Journeys doesn't know how to write.
Yeah, and we cannot forget that the ranking fluctuates. Ash ranking up can mean that the people in his class are ranking down because his performance could be the result of the other people in the super class having a misperformance. So he again, but we don't see him battle, so how can we get invested? It's not that big of an issue as it was, from the 900s to the 400s, basically cutting off the superclass in half. The issue is still there, but it's not as big as it was 9 episodes ago.
Yeah.
But the issue is still there.
Say, if anything, the main issue is that we might have missed Dracovich's first battle. Which,
Oh, yeah.
Well, just the issue.
Yes.
It's like okay,
Ooh la la la.
you decide to make Ash's team fight off screen, and the only battles we get to see are Pikachu or Lucario. All right, fine, whatever. Anyways, so with that little T-bit out there, I want to talk about the next thing real quick. Rinto. Okay, so I know a lot of people have interesting opinions. We're gonna start with Crasher. Crasher, what are your initial thoughts on Rinto?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So just real quick, cause I didn't really get to say anything about the ranking.
Go ahead.
They need to cut the filler episodes and take those filler episodes and put them into investing in Ash's buildup, okay, in his battles. Because I really don't like seeing the off-screen World Championship battles just not make it on TV. You know what I'm saying? They need to make more episodes showcasing Ash's Pokemon World Championship battles because I think it's probably one of the biggest issues that people might have with the anime. Like, a lot of them tend to lump it with Go, which they're not entirely wrong because it's like Go does get a lot of focus, but like we need to have Ash get focused too. Even if he's been a part of the anime for over 20 years, all that good stuff. All right. Now, that's my little tidbit out of the way there. As for Rinto, okay. Mr. Wally lookalike lettuce head. This individual right here definitely came off like extremely cocky. Like he was saying all these things. I'm thinking, okay, do you have any proof to back up the things you're saying? And he's like, well, I'm no gym leader. I'm thinking, you're capping, bro. You are capping. You're just saying that because you're arrogant. But I will say this. I'm glad that Ash won this battle because it put Rinto in his place. Like to say, like, look, it's like all this arrogance and all of your uses of inadequacy and all that stuff. It's like shows that you're inadequate too. You know what I mean? And I'm really glad that we got to see our boy Chad Thunderleak make his appearance finally and just completely sweep. Like it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I definitely think that the turnaround when it comes to Rinto, like I think what I want to see happen, and I'm going to wrap this up real quick. What I want to see happen is I want to see a best of 3. So we have the first battle, the first official battle. Rinto gets defeated by Ash. The next battle I want to see Rinto defeat Ash, and then their third match, the tiebreaker, the rubber match, if you will, should be a 3 versus 3, and we should see Mega Gallade in action. Yes. That's how I envision like their rivalry to truly climax.
That's I agree.
I would not mind actually.
At the same time, it just leaves. I'm kind of worried because I'm thinking, is Rinto even going to return? For one,
No, he will not.
It didn't show his rank at all. Like we know he's in the super class, but they didn't show his rank. That's one issue. 2, the whole thing of Ash winning now. To be honest, I feel like a tie would have been best because this way, it would have showed yes, Farfetch evolved, but he still has some work to do along with Rinto. They're on par with each other because the way that Farfetch lost the first time, yeah, he was already tired from fighting Girder, but it made Rinto this like overpowered trainer versus now where it's like, he's not as big as I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, because he was. Here's the thing with this episode: he was overpowered at the beginning, and Farfetch could not land a single hit. Suddenly, he's like, "Oh, I'll be strong." He lands like 3 Fury Cutters or whatever, evolves, and then like OHKOs him even when he gets justified. Like, how is Farfetch, who is supposed to be so much weaker than Rinto, who's so much stronger? How does Farfetch suddenly become so much stronger after evolving? He pulled a Cameron. And I hate this episode so much. I need to see the rant. Oh my god.
Blasphemy!
So here's the thing. The idea when we first were introduced to Rinto and Ash didn't battle him, my first thought was, maybe he's in the ultra class.
Yeah.
And we later on get revealed that he was in the normal. And my brain was like, I had a brain fart for a moment, but then I believed, wait. This just means that ranks don't equal strength because people can enter whenever they please. And I saw Trey's video, and Trey made a good point. If Cynthia only registered now, just because she's in the normal class, it would not mean that she would be less of an issue because of it. Because your ranking, it's dependable of when you register and how the others perform as well. So yeah, like I actually love the battle. But it had various pauses, like it doesn't make, the battle always go on and on and on, like the Girder one, which is the longest 1v1 so far in the anime, 8 minutes and 15 seconds. I cannot count this battle because it has various pauses, it doesn't work, but I have to agree that Farfetch, he has detect, but the feint was actually great. The first time and only time we saw the move feint was Conway's Heracross attacking Paul's Electabuzz while he was using Protect. So shout out to Sinnoh. Even Farfetch using Night Slash and Gallade blocking, and then Gallade using Psycho Cut. It's basically Pikachu Iron Tailing Thunder Punch of Electivire, and then Electivire Brick Breaks with the other arm. Like, they had Sinnoh callbacks. So I do appreciate the episode for this. But in regards to Rinto, like, he was like, this Wally, but a Wally that rivals a champion Ash. He felt very Alan Stefan in the beginning.
Alon,
but
you
then
say?
But then for a moment,
shit.
but then in this episode, for a moment, like so I will not say he acted out of character, but he showed his real colors, and I'm like, man, this guy is a total trip. And Ash and Surfetch, the Knights of Kalos, they had to humble Rinto down like, bitch, shut up your ego, you got leaked in your fucking ass. So, no, because that's what Ash did. Like, Rinto's like, yo, I will teach you. And basically, even though he was tired from Girder, Farfetch failed 27 Night Slashes, and with just one false swipe, he's down for the count. Now, he lands 3 Fury Cutters, all crits, in a row, without the need of focus energy. It diminishes the focus energy move for the increasing of a critical hit ratio. It was more move and visual foreshadowing than anything else, because when he broke Girder's steel beam, that was a critical hit. When he basically demolished EG Slash, that was another. And then now he gets 3 Fury Cutters in a row, and without the boost move, like, it feels forced. It feels a cop out, but I kind of get it, because Fury Cutter gets stronger the more times it's used. So basically it's its own critical hit ratio with the move. I do love the idea. I actually called it. Like, Night Slash will activate Justified. I fucking called this shit. We got Ultra Instinct Surfetch and Super Saiyan Gallade.
So what
And now this brings another idea, that when Ash first met Farfetch, Riolu used double team with very speed, so most likely Riolu had Prankster, and now Lucario has Justified. So if Surfetch and Lucario tag team battle, Surfetch can just Night Slash or Brutal Swing Lucario for Lucario to become a Super Saiyan. So, double battles! World Championship, give me double battles, come on! Because we need double battles. That's where Raihan thrives.
Yeah, they could work off that too, because Surfetch has an ability where I forgot. I know if you get hit by a certain type of move, it raises his speed. So if Lucario has
Surfetch's ability, the hidden ability of Surfetch, is Scrappy. That makes fighting type moves land on ghost types. So if Surfetch battles Leon's EG Slash is done for.
Yeah. All right. So I know, Kuro, you were just talking about Justified, right? And I feel like that was such a waste how they used it, because like he powers up with Justified, which is so dope. Because like going into this episode, I thought Rinto was gonna have a Mega Evolution, and that like Ash would beat it, like Surfetch would evolve and start getting the upper hand, but then Rinto would Mega Evolve and end it. So when I saw Justified, I thought, oh, this makes so much more sense than Mega, so they can save the Mega for their next battle. And I thought that was really cool. But then he just loses after the Justified boost. I don't know why this writing in this episode was bad. Like,
not to mention that he landed 3 Psycho Cuts. That's stab and super effective.
I definitely think that
and don't bullshit the idea that the leak took the damage, not Farfetch. Farfetch was in the front of the leak. The leak just suffered a minor burn.
The leak was in front of it.
I want to say something. Okay, I was gonna say I want to say something, but I think Alex wasn't done yet, so I'll let him go before I speak.
I kind of lost my train of thought, to be honest. But basically, like, I don't. I can't talk. Okay. Anyway, it's fine. Yeah, I feel like this was such a waste. And I was gonna say something, I totally forgot. I'll say it.
Go ahead and go, because he hasn't spoken yet. And then get your thoughts together.
You're upset now.
Well, in regards to Rinto, that's actually the only criticism I have with this episode. I have a very positive view on this episode. Kind of like the opposite of Alex. But
I hate
There's the same boy who doesn't
I
like
think-
Spirited Away. Keep that in mind, folks.
Spirited Away is a bad movie.
I'll say this though, Rinto, I don't dislike the personality that was given to Rinto in this episode. I actually really like the idea of having a jerk rival. We haven't had one in a while, and it's just something nice to have. But if they were going to make Rinto this type of character, they should have at least given him that type of personality in episode 51. And I'm not saying you literally don't have to change anything in the episode. All you could have said is, oh, after Ash loses, Rinto says something along the lines of, oh, you're an inadequate trainer. Oh, you obviously don't know how to train Pokemon well. Something along those lines.
So
then everything would have been fine, in my personal opinion. I think that, and then if you have this, he calls him inadequate again and such, then that would have worked fine. I don't think the personality exactly is the problem. I think the problem was that Rinto wasn't established as this type of character in episode 51 when it definitely should have been. And I just have one more thing to say. In regards to the battle, whatever. Like it's the first time in a while we've gotten a really cool standout battle. So honestly, I wasn't really caring all that much.
All right, so Zano, you were talking about Rinto's personality, and I basically had the same thought. So, like an hour ago, before we did this podcast, I went and rewatched episode 51, the Rinto part, and I realized like the main problem I have with it is that if you go back and watch episode 51, Rinto is characterized somewhat similarly. He's blunt, but he's there to criticize and help Ash. And like, yes, he's calling Ash inadequate in episode 51, but it doesn't seem like he's doing it as a jerk. He's doing it to criticize Ash in a constructive manner, to make Ash stronger. And he says he wants to see him and Farfetch working together. But then this episode, he's just being a jerk. He's like, what would Wickstrom think if he saw you now? Like, he's legitimately just trash talking Ash. Like, it's like he's a ripoff of Trip, you know? And honestly, I just don't know why they did this, because Rinto in 51 was characterized in a way where he would have made a very good rival for Ash in Journeys and a post-champion Ash. But now he's just Trip again, now he's just Paul again, whatever you want to say. And like, Ash already fought those trainers. He doesn't need to fight a similar trainer again. And that's why I find this episode like so annoying.
Here's what I'll say to add on to you, Alex. So honestly, I gave this episode a rating of 10 out of 10 because for a Journeys episode, they did good. But to be honest, if this wasn't like, if I didn't have to use that for a Journeys episode, if I was comparing this to like an original episode, like I would have handled the development differently. I love the way they handled Farfetch's development for Journey standards, but to be honest, it goes back to the Wingstrom stuff.
I want to point out, real quick, we've gone to the point where no say for Journey standards. That's sad. Continue.
I mean, yeah, it's sad. Yeah, but for episode 51, I would have kept that the same where Ash loses. In the Wingstrom episode, I mentioned this before, that should have been more trainers there, should have been an arc where, you know, we get to see, we saw Rinto and Ash both there training under Wingstrom, leading to this episode where they actually fight with Wingstrom kind of being their judge. I don't know, if this wasn't like in Journey's way, if it wasn't episodic, you know, that would have been a much better way of developing it. This way,
especially when Rinto specifically says that, yeah, they also went to the Hall of Chivalry once in the past.
Exactly.
So you mean to tell me?
Also, I will say
from that too.
Yeah, I would say this though. This has given me at least, not a lot, because honestly I don't have much hope for Journeys, but just like a tiny little slither of hope for Journeys when it comes to story arcs. They aren't adapting actual like full-on arcs, but I would say, and I think we can all agree here, that Farfetch's arc was one of, if not the best arc in Pokemon Journeys thus far.
I agree.
Yes.
Nah, Riolu was better.
Also, in regards to what you said, Alex, that's the thing that you said about Rinto and Wickstrom, it makes sense in some capacity because episode 51 and 56, they had the same storyboarder, and there was one person doing the storyboards and the assistant directing for both those episodes. For this episode, they hired another person for the storyboarding and another person for the assistant director. So the guy who did two jobs in the two episodes did not do a single job on this episode. It was two people doing 50% of that one person's job. So it kind of feels disjointed, and people need to understand that just because we now have a new director, it doesn't mean that the changes are going to be immediately, okay? However, I'll say this: Rinto, amazing dude. I cannot wait for his dub name. Hopefully, something with the W, like Wally, like Waldo Wade, like Wade Galade.
How about we just keep Rinto?
Anyways, I just want to say that because now we're talking about the thing that Rinto did the Hall of Chivalry back in the past. Like that's the thing about journeys. Like they say things and makes us want to crave more about characters past. And there's one thing that I realize, it's the character of Grookey. Because Grookey wanted to battle, and our boy Infamous Trainer basically said that maybe Grookey will be a Weasel situation. Like, Go can have all three, maybe Grookey can one day join Ash. It could happen, we don't know. Journeys is very unpredictable. But the idea of Grookey wanting to battle and wanting to help Pokemon, especially a Bellsprout, and wanting to make friends, I love that characteristic.
Oh yeah, by the way, Grookey made friends with a Bellsprout.
But it leaves the questions of, wait, we saw a Bellsprout back in the day. It was the one that Jesse used against Dreadnought in the Gacha machine. So did Grookey help Bellsprout because he knows a Bellsprout? Does Grookey want to battle because he saw Pokemon in the Rocket HQ battle? Does Grookey know the other Gacha Pokemon? So this episode, don't get me wrong, it's amazing, but it leaves more questions than answers. That's why I'll rank it a solid 8.
I can agree with that to some extent. I would say that it doesn't leave it more questions and answers, but I feel like there definitely isn't a sense of closure here. I don't think, like, I don't think, well, I can't say far-fetching, but Sirfetch's arc is actually done yet. I definitely think that, I don't think for like a while, maybe not for like another like 50 episodes or something, but maybe down the line we'll get another arc related to Sirfetch, because it didn't feel like a closure to his arc.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I feel like
we have B, we have Mustard. There are some fighting type experts around the world.
Meteor Assault.
Yeah, I was literally about to say.
You were gonna say, Trey?
I was just about to say.
Meteor Assault is definitely something that I want to see be integrated into a storyline as well. I want to see Sirfetch, our boy, the Chad Duck Thunderleak. I want to see him have an episode, have an arc. Really extend it.
You know what they can do, Crasher. Because we wanted for Sirfetch to learn Air Defense, because that's the move that Raihan's Duraludon used on the episode that Farfetch was caught, and it's the move that he learns upon evolution. He didn't learn the move, or at least he didn't show us the move. However, Meteor Assault, that in Japanese is Star Assault. Maybe Sirfetch can learn the move in the Galarian Star tournament.
I was just about to make
dude, you're a fucking genius. Absolutely amazing. Carry on.
Guys,
I love
Let's Trey talk.
Guys, Trey's been trying to talk for a little while.
I just want to mention real quick. I don't think this is the end of Sirfetch's arc either, because he still has that loss against Halucha. Like, yeah, Bia seems to be the Guardian's rival, but I do feel like next time they'll kind of focus more on maybe Sirfetch's side of things, because I don't know, it's weird. Technically, Riolu tied, so they're even. Riolu needs another win. I would like to see maybe for the rematch, Sirfetch gets the win, or Sirfetch gets the win against Halucha, but then Lucario loses, showing like, okay, they still got some more work. But we just have to wait and see.
You don't want to see for too much with that one. I think Sirfetch is just gonna be one of B's Pokemon. It's not gonna be Halucha.
What Pokemon do you think? Her Sirfetch'd?
No, probably like freaking, I don't know, Hosok, Grappalog, I guess.
No. Oh, what I can see still happen. It's for the sake of Farfetch, and it's for the sake of Farfetch, and it's basically what I said before, because B has a Sirfetch in the game. Sirfetch becoming the Gliscor of the show. Like, he basically leaves the team for a while to improve his skill for his own sake. Because, let's face it, Farfetch from episode 27 to 51, he could have stayed with B training and nothing would have changed.
It's so true. It's very true. He did nothing
So,
except for.
and that's why I believe that maybe Dracovish with Iris or Gary because dragons and fossils. And that's the thing about, and even like, maybe that's why it leaves Grookey wanting to battle and becoming Ash's Pokemon in the future or something. But it really is a very sour and bittersweet note when you realize that, you know what, Ash's Pokemon can thrive better under the ownership of others because at least the others, we know that they won't show up because they are off screen. It hurts more when they are off screen, untelevised, and we care and we cannot see it. But at least with the others, we can wait. But if they are there like ghost Pokemon just being collectibles rotting in the park, it hurts, man. It just really hurts.
Yeah.
I have a question for everyone. Go ahead, Alex.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah.
I have a question for everyone. So, do y'all think that the next battle we will see will be the one that brings Ash into the hyper class?
It will either be the battle that brings him into the hyper class, or it will be a loss.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. I mean, like, the thing is, either way, like what Kuro said about like the 2 world championships, not that it's not a bad idea, but I just don't think it's gonna happen because it's just my personal opinion. Kuro is completely fine with my opinion.
Can I bring something up quickly?
Okay, then I'll just finish. Yeah, sure.
You finish, Sano.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say I've told like pretty much everyone here this already, but my idea is how they can easily fix the not the Masters 8, the World Coronation Series or the World Championship is just have the Ultra Class be where Ash fights all like a bunch of strong people, goes up because he's in the top 100. He's not gonna just easily advance quickly.
Okay,
like
so you're basically
super class.
So you're basically saying like once Ash gets a hyper class, that's where things get really tough.
Yeah.
Please, that's what I'm hoping for.
Honestly,
like,
once you get a hyper class.
Honestly, I was talking to Red Rose about this earlier. Like the idea of the World Championships, it's great, but the execution doesn't work when you allow everyone to compete. They should be more reclusive in regards of anyone can compete as long as they are a league member or they entered the previous league conference before. So you can only be in the World Coronation Series if you are either a league member or if you once collected the 8 badges of a specific region.
Oh, basically saying like you could compete as long as you have like experience in like previous tournaments.
Yeah, if you have a prerequisite. So basically, it would, like for example, because you have the 8 gym leaders, the Elite Four, the champions, so that's 13 times 8, it's over 100.
But what about the coordinators, though?
Let me continue. We have 200 participants for each region, so times 7, it's 1,200. So it 1,200 to maybe like we can have 200, 2,000 to 3,000 participants, and it kind of gives more weight to it when you realize that everyone in their own regions are representing their region, while Ash is carrying Alola alone on his back as the champion that he is, because he's the only member of the Alola League, Like, they should have made the World Coronation Series more exclusive in regards, like, because the one thing that I don't like about the Alola League is the Battle Royale format of anyone can join, this is just for fun. No, it should be only the persons who defeated the Kahunas. Like, at this point, Pokemon is not even trying. Let's just have fun battle. No, show the merit. Come on.
Okay, well, I know Alex wanted to say something, so...
Yeah, so earlier we were talking about Ash ranking up into the Hyper Class or Ultra Class, whatever you want to call it, and I was basically saying that I feel like it'll either be him ranking up or he'll lose. So I feel like we're probably seeing B return soon. Or if not...
Oh, yeah.
Or if not, his next battle might be, like, against a Genba-type trainer who's kind of random, and then he wins that battle and becomes rank 101. Because if you remember back in episode 25, Karina was rank 1001, I believe. Yeah. Right?
I think so, yeah. She's about that.
So Ash could be like that, where he only needs one more rank to rank up. So, like, maybe he'll battle a random trainer, get there, and then his next battle, maybe in episode 67, I don't know, it's a random number, he'll battle B, and then Ash will either lose or rank up. Now, for Ash,
I feel like okay. I'll let you finish first.
For Ash vs. B's third battle, I feel like it could benefit from being a 3v3. However, I don't think it will be. And as much as I don't want it to happen, I'm sure it'll end with Lucario. But who knows? Maybe we'll see Gengar or Dragonite there. I mean, Dragonite has a type advantage. Let Dragonite fight.
And Gengar knows Psychic, and it's immune to fighting.
When Gengar fought Karina and asked it to use Psychic, it just threw a rock at Mienshao. So is it really going to use its advantage?
Yeah, probably not. But I was going to say my idea actually has been for a while that I think maybe the next big trainer Ash is going to fight in the World Championships is Iris, and this is going to be the start of Dragonite's arc. That's just an idea in the back of my head.
And with Gary, you have Dracovish because Gary studied fossils. So,
well, yeah, I think more Iris than Gary because Gary's whole thing isn't.
We'll go to the Farfetch review. We'll talk about the future of journeys.
Also, here's the thing: when Iris and Gary return, please make them the gym leaders of Opelucid and Viridian, and Ash loses to them. Because it gives credit to the rivals, because at this point, Iris is a rival. And people are saying, oh, why isn't Iris a champion? People need to fucking understand that. Iris should be the gym leader first, and in the end of Journeys, she becomes a champion. She gets the outfit, she gets the tiara, she gets the clout. She gets everything. She gets everything that Best Wishes didn't give her.
Remember when this all began because it was a Farfetch review?
Yeah, we should actually bring this back to the episode. I do actually have a point about the episode if we want to go back to that review, if you guys don't mind.
That's the whole point we got together.
All right, I want to come back to the beginning of the episode where Go caught that Bellsprout.
Oh yeah.
Now, I did not like that scene. It felt extremely out of character to me because you cannot tell me that Go would not throw a Pokeball immediately after seeing a new Pokemon. And I know, Bellsprout's sick. Why would he catch a sick Bellsprout? Well, he would just do the. When he saw Suicune was sick, he wanted to catch it so he could help it.
Sick. He was.
But Suicune was. Suicune was being coached, and Go learned his mistake with Bellsprout, and that's character development.
Let Alex wait.
Disconnected. What's up? Sorry.
I was telling to you, Alex. I was telling to you, Alex, that Go caught Suicune to save him, and because he was being poached with Bellsprout, he could have caught Bellsprout to save him and to heal in the center, yes, but he didn't because he learned the mistake that he did with Suicune. That shows that Go cares. That shows that he has development.
But what was the mistake with Suicune? Because when he caught Suicune, he offered to release Suicune. So I feel like in this situation, he would have caught Bellsprout, brought to the Poke Center, and been like, "Do you want to leave?"
Yes, but they needed to show that Grookey can not only heal plant life, but grass type Pokemon as well. Because with that, if Sirfetch'd, because in the Pokédex entry, Sirfetch'd is stated that he will lose the will to fight if the leak is broken in half. So, in order for Ash's Sirfetch'd to not get into an early retirement, we need for Grookey to basically be the healer of Sirfetch''s tools. Basically, Grookey will be a Gearmeister for Sirfetch'd.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, Kuro, but even if that's what they were going for, it still makes me think Go was out of character. Even if it was to show Grookey's potential, they could have done it in a different way that wasn't out of character for Go, in my opinion.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Another thing I do want to mention about this episode is in regards to Sirfetch'd. Like, I know we brought it back to this episode, but it relates to this episode, but also the future. Sirfetch'd's development, obviously after that, like now they evolve, we're probably not going to see it for a while, like how Lucario's been. But I do believe we will see it in the Hyperclass have a final battle with Wingstrom. Like
I could definitely see that happening, actually. That'd be dope.
Yeah. But it kind of delivers a problem because Wingstrom has an Aegislash, Leon has an Aegislash, the referee floats on an Aegislash.
I don't think Leon changed Leon's team a bit like they changed Kukui's.
I mean,
haven't they already done that already? He has Drake. Correct me if I'm wrong, but does he have?
No, Dragapult is a Pokemon that he always. Yeah, but it could be a Kukui situation. True.
Yeah.
Oh, so you mean to fucking tell me in the final fight, Zamazenta's gonna come out of nowhere?
It might.
Actually, you know what? I'll be fine with that because I actually like Zacian and Zamazenta.
You know what? At this point,
No. Honestly,
Pokemon Journeys.
I'll tell you this much.
This isn't a Journeys, man, Zano.
Always,
Yeah,
Goggles. I'll tell you this much.
Sorry.
In the games, it is stated that Leon did the challenge on the Isle of Armor, but because he got lost in the way, he couldn't find the towers, even though they are there.
Oh
but
my
in
fucking
the anime,
god!
However, but here's the thing: Go has the starters, and Leon always has one starter. So my idea is that maybe Anime Leon can have a Urshifu that it's the form that Mustard will not have.
I'll be fine with
Same.
that.
I think
I'll
so
be fine
too.
with that.
I definitely.
Because Urshifu can learn Aura Sphere. Like, man, can you imagine Urshifu against Lucario?
Again,
I think that's gonna be the
again. I
fight,
want to
to be
point this out
honest.
real quick. This is our podcast about talking about certain Doug evolving. We'll talk about Urshifu.
It relates because Ash mentions in this episode, Leon is waiting.
What are you talking about?
Kinda confirming.
Obviously, Urshifu is the duck. They're the same guy.
I'm saying it's confirming Ash will use Surf Fetch against Leon. He said Leon's waiting for us. I'm just saying.
Yeah, even if it's only for the first time, like, because honestly, I can see Ash battling Leon with the Journeys team, but not winning to Leon with the Journeys team. Like, that's why I believe that Journeys should have 2 world championships. That's why the ranking is fluctuating really high, really fast. Because Ash battles with the Journeys team on the first try, and then on the second try, the Journeys team is carried by the others in the Oaks lab, basically making the second half of Journeys Battle Frontier 2.0. You know?
Yeah.
But
You're
it gives
strong, you
it,
survive, and
it,
you keep the dream alive.
Don't copyright me, you idiot.
but it gives Surfetch, but at least it gives Surfetch a battle against
TBCI. I
Leon.
want to point this out
even
right
if
now,
not-
real quick.
Even if not the final battle. Because
TPCI will get my ass.
I'll tell you this much. In 3.5 episodes, Surfetch had a better character and a better arc than Torkoal and Glalie had in AG.
Okay.
Because-
Yeah.
I want to point out real quick. TPCI can still get my ass, Zano.
I'm sorry.
This is what we need to. And anyways, continue, Trey.
Love you. I love you.
Shut up.
Ow.
But yeah,
We got
what's
15 people watching. If you enjoy the show, smash it up in the likes.
Subscribe.
If you love goggles, and also for my sake, so he doesn't kick my ass, please like. So we just for my sake.
Who's
I
gonna
know I said
destroy
my
you?
rating. I know I said my rating, but I want to hear everyone else's as well. Like, what you say?
Oh, 1 out of 10.
Oh,
Trey, you know full well that's
No
not.
way.
You know full well that's not the worst rating. You already know my rating from last week, so I don't. Granted, everyone hated that episode, but you.
I mean, but that. I don't know. Everyone had a fair.
I will rank this episode. I'm gonna give this episode 7.7.
Wow, that's oddly specific.
Shut up.
Okay.
You get a full. Okay, Zano. You wanna know how much I care about you? 4.2.
Oh, thank you. I care about you 10 out of 10. Love the goggles.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Like, the episode was great. It wasn't perfect because there are some nitpicks here
There
and
are
there.
some issues.
One of them being, why didn't Cinderace went to the Pokemon Center? Like, because, man, Golurk and Darmanitan and even Suicune, like, they can take care of the park. Like, come on, why wasn't Cinderace watching that? Cinderace and Sobble. Like, because why wasn't Cinderace and
Let me
Sobble?
speak as a Cinderace fan. Do you see the icon called Cinderace here right now? Do you see the Cinderace goggles right now, Koro?
Oh, no.
Let me explain something to you. I don't fucking know. I hate it.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
I hate it.
Oh my
I hate the
God.
fact that my boy Cinderace is getting
Also-
shafted like this.
Also, but yeah, like the episode overall, it's amazing. But the things that it fails to deliver, it delivers in other things. Like for example, yeah, we saw Cinderace, but Cinderace wasn't with them in seeing the battle. Same for Sol. I'm like, okay, they want to focus a little bit on Grookey and the leak and the flower rejuvenation shit. I'm like,
Crasher.
but then in the end, oh, he's a knight. He's chivalrous, and we see Rinto carrying Gallade like Gallade just like wah wah, being a whiny wimpy baby, like yo, I lost, like oh shit, I broke my leg. I actually love that moment. And then they shake hands, and Negiga Naito continues to say, "Come on." So that moment
We
alone
gotta
stand
win.
out.
You know what?
That
You know what?
that moment alone, because they continue with the vocals, the come on vocals, even after evolving. I called it because if Grookey says Ruki Ruki from the English name instead of Saru Saru from Saru Nori, they could easily, they delivered, because Charizard never says Lizard, he just says Roar! Like, come on, he doesn't need to say the name. So, yeah. And Dracovish says Uno, he doesn't say Uno Ragon, he says Uno La La La. So, the Pokemon. So yeah,
This is the third time we're getting on topic.
The final moment of the episode was great because we saw Oshawott in the car. So we saw Oshawott in episode 30. We saw Oshawott in episode 60. So calling it right now, Oshawott, the car Oshawott will return in episode 90.
Episode 90.
So and that was the great moment because Kamon acted all chivalrous, protecting Ash from every danger. He placed himself in front of a mud puddle for Ash to not get
You
wet.
wanna know what this reminds me of? Okay, how many?
It's
Dang it, Koro! Jesus Christ, Koro! Koro! We love you, Koro.
Hello?
Okay then.
Yeah.
Are we still on?
We're still
It's all
on.
good, buddy.
We're still on. Nah,
Understand you're passionate, bro. Hero, it's all good, buddy. We understand you're passionate, bro.
you're passionate. We love you, but my goodness. Okay, so speaking of which, so how many of us here have seen the show Animaniacs?
No.
I've heard of it, but never watched it.
Yeah, I saw the original and the reboot. Why?
Okay. So do you guys remember that one segment they always do with like Buttons and the girl and the dog? I forgot what the name was. Buttons and Mindy. You know what? Like the dog always takes care of the baby because it gets in danger. Can that happen one episode where Ash just stupidly, mindlessly mind his own business and boom, something keeps on happening where Starfish keeps protecting him from it? Can that happen? Please. I want to see that.
So really, that's one thing I'll admit. It's a nice characterization from where Farfetch, he didn't care about Ash. He used to smack him around. Ash tried to get close to him. He put his leak up to his face to now him, like, after they gained that trust, Farfetch is now like his protector. I do love that.
Farfetch simply said, "I'll make my own Darkest Day arc with leeks and cabbages."
Crasher!
God. All right, well, I haven't given my
Crasher.
ranking yet.
Wait, let Zeno go.
Zeno, you go first and then Crash.
I thought Crash already went.
Did he?
No, Crasher didn't go either.
All right,
And,
Crash already goes.
I've just been chilling. I've just been listening to you guys banter on. It's great. But
All right, well, you can go first.
all right. Well, you know what? I give this episode a solid 10. Yes, I understand that you guys are pointing out flaws, and I do agree. However, the flaws of the episode are made up for the over delivery in other sections.
Agreed.
So it balances out. So I give this a 10 because, well, number one, I'm a fucking come on fanboy. I mean, hello. Come on,
Come on.
it's awesome, right? So
Best Pokemon in the series.
Okay, I'll get
Tell me
okay,
otherwise.
hold on. I'm gonna get the best Pokemon series on screen right now, real quick.
Oh,
Let's do
God,
it.
it's Cinderace.
Yeah, obviously you're gonna get. I mean, we don't really need to. He's in the title and he's on the thumbnail. You don't.
No.
Yeah,
He needs
yeah.
his own moment.
Sorry to interrupt, Crasher. Go ahead.
It's okay. It's okay. Like I said, I enjoy hearing you guys out. But yeah, no, it just might be me being like biased and stuff like that. Well, obviously, when it comes to reviews, there's some bias involved, so you know that's all well and good. But the thing is with me is that like we have been starving for a good episode for quite a few weeks. You know, the Wickstrom and Aegislash episode, that was fucking great. The fillers and like the overexposure when it came to Go and stuff like that. Well, mostly okay. I'm not hating on Go. I love his character. It's just really, really bad writing when it comes to, you know, his character. That's why he gets hated. It's because of bad writing, not because of his character itself. It's great. But the thing is that I acknowledge the fact that we need to have more episodes focused on Ash. Not just have Ash have like 1 or 2 episodes for
You're
every
welcome.
like episodes for Go, and we need to cut out more of the filler episodes and put in more episodes involving Ash and his Pokemon for, you know, World Championships and stuff like that. That's just my opinion right there. As far as this episode goes, everything that took place, for all of what it is worth, it's a 10. It is an absolute 10. No cap. You know, I definitely think that this episode, you know, not only over-delivered in some sections, but it was just overall really, really nice. Like I said, you know, you guys point out flaws, which I definitely understand, but for what the flaws were that took place in this episode were made up for with the over-delivery in other sections. So that's where my 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that on some extent.
I understand where you're coming from. I still hate the episode, but your opinion is.
Hey, I mean, everyone has the right to their own.
The boy
opinion.
hates
Everyone
Spirit.
has the right to their own opinion.
I want to put
That's why I personally rank an 8 out of 10, because I love the episode, but I cannot overlook the nitpicking that I have because it's a personal ranking. Everyone has their own.
To be fair,
Like,
All right,
you can love the episode. You can love the episode. You can hate the episode. It's
Wow,
all well and good as long as you know.
Sorry, go ahead.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. As long as there's there's the mutual respect with opinions and stuff like that. Like, you know, I respect. I can't remember who it was that said that. You know, you give the episode a 1 out of 10.
Alex,
I respect
Alex.
Alex. Okay,
Yeah,
Alex, I respect your opinion. You know, of the episode being, you know, 1 out of 10, and that's the beauty of discussions. You know, you can agree, you can disagree. Cool, that's absolutely great.
Yeah.
And you know, we keep the respect, we keep it cool, and that's what makes discussions and all that stuff really, really solid. But yeah, I agree with like I definitely understand where you guys are coming from, like, you know, pointing out flaws and stuff like that. But even still, I do stick with my guns that this is a 10 out of 10 because, you know, the reasonings I explained as well, and it's all good.
All right, fellas, it's good news.
Zeno.
Good news. No, I'm just kidding. Zeno, go ahead real quick.
I love you too. All right.
Daffy loves you too.
I would give this episode. I would give this episode a 7.89275. I'm kidding. No.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You're done. You're finished. You're finished.
I was gonna say I'd probably give the episode about a 7.5 out of 10. Very similar to Curl. There were a lot of things that I did enjoy about the episode, but there were a few things that definitely brought it down a lot for me. And then also something you should know about me is that I barely ever give something a 10 out of 10. Like, so I can like something. If I like it a lot, most of the time I'll give it a 9. If I think it's like absolutely outstanding, I'll give it a 10. So me giving it a 7.5 is not bad at all. But things such as Rinto's character shift, just some of how the battle kind of went, the lack of closure to the arc, the potential, and then just some of it might just be, again, my worries towards journeys. That's just entirely subjective. But I definitely think the episode overall was one of the better episodes in a while. I definitely it gets me concerned for Journeys, but at the same time also gets me in a hopeful tone because Farfetch's arc has definitely been something that has been very good for Pokemon Journeys, and I'm really hoping that next either Dragonite or Gengar gets an arc, and that leads into something really good there too, and that we get multiple arcs for Pokemon later down the run, and then eventually maybe Journeys can pull a 180 and fix itself. So yeah, episode was great. I really enjoyed it. I really hope we get some more battles because the PWC really needs more screen time, and I will stand by that till the series ends unless it gets fixed. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10. That's where I roughly say my ranking for this episode is. Also, Alex, I respect your opinion.
He's also the same person who doesn't like Spirited Away.
Spirited Away is a bad movie.
May I just say something?
We're not getting into this conversation right here. Sorry, Kurt.
I just want to say something in regards to the episode, and because of things that I was seeing, videos about, the whole Grookey stuff and the Go hate. Again, Go is not a bad character. He just suffers from he's a Journeys character syndrome. Because he's an amazing character that sadly it's being written out in an episodic formula show. And this is a plug for the Best Wishes rewrite that our boy Xenolit is doing. I continue to say, Go would have been, because of the premise of his character, Go would have thrived better if he was a Unova protagonist. Because what Go does, the premise of his character, it's the complete opposite of what Team Plasma stood for. So, yeah. And not to mention that Go basically looks like a Zorua. So, give our boy the Dark Fox.
Oh no.
Watch Zeno's rewrite. He did Rocket versus Plasma. OLM couldn't.
I need to end this now, guys. Sonny's.
One more quick joke before you finish.
Oh my goodness, Ray, you and your jokes.
On Twitter, my buddy Nail confirmed. He's heard that we're actually going to get Pokemon World Championship battles featuring Dragonite, Gengar, and Dracovish over the next 2 weeks.
Wait, what?
Oh, really?
Right?
When was that confirmed?
Hold on.
Confirmed?
How's that a joke?
You gotta realize something. What are the next 2 weeks episodes? Tell me.
Flusselin Mine an episode.
Oh my god!
We
Guys, there's a break. There's a 2-week break.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So they're all screen. Okay, we're done.
Trey, I hate you. Okay.
The LDR of this episode
Trey,
review.
Trey,
Guys, we cannot forget that this is the final episode of Netflix's 5th batch. So the 5th batch that will air in June. It will be from Eevee to this episode. So TLDR of this review: don't fuck with the duck.
That's right.
All right. Well, I think this is going to be a wrap, guys. How much you ended up?
I need to end it off right now because stuff's going on. So with that said, thank you everyone for joining us. I can't go into details because I got to end this now. But thank you all for joining me in this podcast. I know this is a brief one. But when you have a brother who's turning something, you need to go spend time with him. So with that said, enjoy the Gengar, the effing hybrid I made here. You're welcome. Someone screenshot it. And I'll see you guys next time. Good night.
Peace out, everybody.